Well, sports fans, I've got this. I don't know what you can and can't see. I've got my sunglasses on. Sprayer man's missed a bit there. Rob's carrying a tree. I got a trailer on the back with a few branches and sticks in. We are in one of our maize fields, which has obviously got grass in it still. This is probably the thickest bit of the lot. Everything we've drilled, that bit there, that is like, you'd mow that, but obviously it's been sprayed off. So I think a couple of Yendall's guys are coming today with tankers. Hole in the field there. To start spreading slurry on this one, and then also, you can't see it, but across the crossroads there's another one. Once the slurry's gone on, we can get that big pile of dung spread, and then get this ploughed under. It's the 7th of April today, and I know that people are going to be starting to drill maize this week, which seems ridiculously early. The weather's right, isn't it? We might even have a bit of rain coming in a week's time, perhaps by the weekend. I think the idea is get it turned over whilst it's dry, get the maize in the ground. There'll be a bit of moisture in the ground, get it into that, and then if we had a little bit of rain on top, pucker. The sprayer man didn't want to spray off the dung heap either, by the looks of it. It's blimmin' rough. You wouldn't want to mow this. Rob's just taking his tree across the road. Some boy. So I think the rough plan is we're going to tip out what we've got in here on the bonfire, and go home, and we've still got the stirrer from Yendall's. Stick that on for a little bit, have a bit of breakfast, see where the day takes us. Well, we're leaving boss man to it for a bit whilst we have some breakfast. He's going to stir this end, so they'll start down there. I'm going to go through the shed and have something to eat. Another nice thing I noticed this morning was we've got a new crop of ducklings on the dirty water ditch. I only saw 2 this morning with mother duck, but that is the first time I've seen them, so there might only be 2. Also, I think we've made the rash decision to stop feeding now. So it could possibly be the first night tonight that the cows go out without any form of supplement feeding in the term of silage. We'll obviously still be giving them cake in the parlour, but grass and cake for the win. If you see, there's a big 939 on the tanker with the dribble bar. I think they'll just splash bed it on still. And then there's a John Deere and another high spec tanker there. 2 3,000 gallon tankers. Holy moly, that's a big tractor. Look at the size of that. Breakfast? Nope. I've just had some breakfast, taken on from Rob, so he's going to go and have his breakfast now. We've got a bit of a busy day planned. I'm going to continue doing this for another 10 minutes or so where it's at. And I'm going to move it close against the wall down here, or the earth bank. If you have it against something it can push against, like the bank, it will really throw it around with a huge amount of velocity. So hopefully we'll stir all of this up round there and try and incorporate everything. It's doing a good job. I don't know what that is. It looks like a bit of straw, but it's been floating around the last time as well. Whether it's a bit of concrete or a bit of sleeper. There's a big sleeper over there I pulled out, which I'm thinking is what was throwing the shear bolts. Anyway, we're milk recording tonight, so we've set the parlour up for that. We have to wash this off because we want the tractor to put the wagon on to feed. So I said about a minute ago in the video we're going to stop feeding. We've decided that the cows are tonight going into a new field of grass seed, and they will absolutely hammer it if we don't feed them. So we're going to feed them tonight, tomorrow and the night after, 3 more nights, and then wagon done. So we've got to load the wagon. I'll probably load that whilst we're milking later on. And then we're going to try and set up the yard for our back latch. So a back latch is basically a timer on your gate. So I can set it for 4:45 in the morning. The gate will open itself and the cows can start wandering in. We're going to set up our yard with some electric wire, some reels. Now that the heifers are out and that shed is cleaned out and empty, we've almost got like 2 yards, so we can have cows coming in from the field into the parlour, milk, and going out all simultaneously. It just means I can be lazy and not get here in the morning and have to go and fetch the cows. They can fetch themselves, because even this morning when the cows are relatively close, they're just up behind the building, as you can see on the up there. Even when they're close, it's like 25-30 minutes after I get here before I get back into the parlour and start milking. You know, that's all time that the cows are not doing anything. They're just stood waiting in the yard, the first ones that I get out. Yeah, driving efficiencies. That's what we'll call it, driving efficiencies. Anyway, Stirrer's doing a fantastic job. The guys from Yendall's have just come back for their second loads and gone again. We did get the new fitting on our pipe, after you saw me fail doing that. So they're loving that because it fits their tankers as well. And yeah, look at this, soupy. Yeah, by the sounds of it, slurry today, perhaps tomorrow as well. Get the muck that's tipped up their spread, and get the ploughing, get the maize in the ground. I think our neighbours are doing theirs like early this week. We might do ours the end of this week. Also, big news for the other tractor, the 680. It's had a flat tyre, like on off, on off, on off. We've had it repaired twice, and we've bitten the bullet now. Well, Rich has ordered 2 new tyres. They're coming tomorrow, so we will have some lovely new tyres on the back of the big tractor, which is good when you want to go slurry tanking, because it's not exactly flat ground here. I know that feels flat, ignore that one. But it's all, well, it's not steep, it's all banked around it. So having a bit of tread on your tyres is very nice. I was trying to go above the hanging, but
yeah, to hold it up. Yeah. You can have it on like a slightly bigger loop if you want to do that, so it doesn't drop.
That's what I will try and do.
Remember, I can't tighten up on the reel, so you need to do it very tight. Oh wait.
Shut up.
Right, anyway, on that note, there, look, perfect. We tie that gate back, that one, please. Like then they won't just shut that on themselves. Just stay at work. You won't have fed any of that.
I've got to get my truck insurance still.
No, don't do that. Just back road it, it's fine. Look at my truck.
Look at all these batteries that have gone. Yes, I know. Look at your truck.
Right, you go in through the gate first. Go into the inside, please. That's it, right. Now you square it up. Driver on back my way. That's it, literally just hook on, John.
That, or we're going to be further in?
I know, right. Yep, alright.
Right, the old plan is a go. 2 holes in this piece of pipe. And it's not a sharp drill bit. Damn it. Bit of pressure. We're getting there. Ooh-wee! Well, there's one hole. About, I was say waist high, but my waist is too much. Do another one. Well, the first one went through lovely.
And snap? No.
Oh, right, now you can do all the sharp ones.
Oh, okay. But it's gone through.
Hello. Fucking Jesus, man. This needs to be looked after. I need to read them out.
How big is that? Yeah, that's fine.
Bigger? Probably be alright.
This one's a bit small, probably.
Put this bit back in.
Oh, the bit using the shot.
Yeah, I reckon we'll try it. Don't call me pilot hole Josh with that. Reaming. Grand.
Right. We put that black bit back on. You put a bit of wood in place. Yeah, I don't know. We just even have to gun a camera.
Hello.
On the bottom one. Keep that one up and keep the bottom one down, I reckon. If that makes sense. Hopefully that just binds it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Just it all the way down if possible. That's it. It's a boundy thing.
Oh, look at that!
I just sort of came up. Come with some stupid ideas.
We should be like yard engineers. Design cattle yards for people.
And it still has the shovel that fits in the top.
Look at that. It's straight in there.
It actually worked.
We've got to do the same.
I'm not surprised at all. It's got to be on that side of the hose.
Yeah.
But at that end we can have the farmer's friend, I reckon.
String.
Because you've got the hook from the yellow handle, so that
and then the top of the reel.
And the top
yeah, I see. This is going to be so good. So we've got 2 insulators on there, and then we doubled the wire up, and it goes all the way back to this post where this wheel's on the floor. Just put it on the floor so we can drive machinery over it for the minute. And then we've got a fence here going up to that feed passage. So the cows will come in this way, along there, and then we're going to stick a fencer in the floor here to give it some life, and then go up over the top of the shed and down with a crook handle onto that fence to make all that live. We are geniuses. Alright, so the whole idea of all this is that we are going to use this. This is a back latch. I'm not in the daylight here, so it's not very good, is it? And it does require a bit of sunlight to charge it, so we'll stick it in the sun for a couple hours. Basically on here you can set either a timer, or it's got a time built into it. If you turn it on, so it's currently saying it is 11:47 AM, which is about right, it's 2 minutes out. And then you can set up to 4 different jobs. You can choose which job you're on, but basically we'll just set that for job 1 will be 4:45 in the morning, and job 2 will be 2:15 in the afternoon. Then you crook this to one side of your gate, and this side you crook into here, this little latch bit, when he's round like that. And then when the timer goes off, this little latch points upwards, it releases this. Because it's on a tight spring, it springs out the way, and then the cows either see it or hear it or whatever. As soon as a few start walking through the gap, they will follow, and then the cows are coming in for you. So the plan is I can turn up in the mornings, start milking as the cows are coming in. Hopefully they'll come in fast enough I can just keep milking, and then perhaps when Rob gets here, he can chase the last couple in or whatever. They might all come in, and then they can just go straight out. Anyway, Derek's back for another load in the big 939. Rob's just taken the mixer off. I had a shear bolt break again, rather annoyingly. And we're going to stick the wagon on and load that up quick. I think 3 days is probably enough for feeding, because but that's how much grass we have left. It smells like beans on toast, bizarrely. Right, so I'm going to pick that little bit up and chuck it in, and then we're going to go feed this out. Right, see if I can remember how to feed this out. Start the wagon. Did that bit. A few revs. I think we got it, I don't know. There's food coming out of the wagon, it's going on the floor where the cows would expect to find it. As far as I'm concerned, that is a roaring success. We're only feeding about 5 tonne to 358 animals, so they're not really getting much. And there's less and less concentrate obviously going to them every time now, because this is where they get some of it from. So the milk is starting to die down a little bit. So that one up there. Bring the door in. I get the job done. So you can probably tell I don't really do this job much. Rob does all the yard work during the winter, or Rich if it's our weekend. I really wish you could see down that mirror. Back a bit more. Whereas in the winter, obviously they're getting nearly 20 tonnes. Some days they were getting 20 tonnes a day. So it is literally just to tie them over until a bit of rain turns up. Doors already open, so just keep driving. 2.8 left in there, so we got rid of a couple tonne. The less it's in the wagon, the slower it comes out. So there's a bit left here anyway from the weekend, I'm guessing. I get the job done. Look at me, I'm a feeder wagon driver. Mama, you're proud. See if we can do this like Rob does. Last bait, turn it off. Door in. Lock her around, Jeffrey, without stopping. It is warm today. Do not need long trousers on. Should have brought me shorts. Don't go chasing waterfalls. 800 left, ideal. We're just about right. Look at that. I know what you're thinking. Top feeder wagon driver Josh. Well done, Keenan. Beautifully simple machine, that Keenan. Beautifully simple. The only downside to them is you can't really mix bales very well. If you have like a, they call an auger, tub mixer, they've got vertical augers, you can chuck a bale in the middle of them and they smash it up and rip it to pieces. If you chuck a bale in that, you probably break everything. Please don't shock me. Please don't shock me. Those pesky cows in. Right, shut this door up so the cows can't actually get in the feed passage. Right, I think we're going to go and finish that yard fencing to make my life a dream. Abby's washed off the slurry stirrer. That can go back to Yendel's. Aircon in this tractor is broken. Might as well not have it on. Right, let's go park up this bad boy. Yeah, all ready for milk recording tonight. We put the samplers in the parlour this morning and we washed out. So that is all done. What's the time now? 12:20. Nearly dinner time. I'm sure this thing turns itself off, but just in case it doesn't. Now, this is why we need new tyres on this machine. This one has failed twice, 3 times now, I think. I've had 3 repairs, all in the same spot, so it's obviously weak. Yeah. 2 new ones coming in the morning. Right, our genius design is done. We've just taken the rear and the yard down for a minute because we're milk recording tonight. I don't want to upset the cows tonight of all nights. But there's now a piece of insulated wire that goes up and over and can join to that. So when that handle's on that, that will liven all this up. Lunch? Yeah. We've got a battery fencer there, so that bit is going to be permanently on. So we've left the back gates open back there as well, so the cows can come out here and mingle and see what they think of it. But then like tomorrow onwards, the cows are going to be up there overnight, so I can set the reel up after milking in the evening or whatever, and then leave the gates open, leave the back latch how I want it, and then the cows will just come in, get to this fence that will be here, go in through that door, up round the back of the parlour, and in, and then as I milk them, they can come out the front of the parlour, out the other side of this fence, and off down that track to their day feed. And that way, if they're down there, they can go that way. If they go that way, I can set up the road crossing. It's the other way round. If they're up there, they can come in through the front of the parlour, the normal way we get them in, and then out, turn right immediately out of the parlour, come out of the steel door here, and then off this way to the next feed. The only time it might not work is if they need to go back and forth the same track, but what I can do is let them walk in, and they can come out of the parlour into that area and get probably a fair few of them in there, and then when the last ones are in, set it all up. We'll see. Anyway, Abby's just finishing that tractor. I'm going to go for some lunch, and yeah, be cow time. Right, it's still the same day. We have joined the spreading team. We are splashing on some slurry. I don't know what you can see through the windows and what you can't. Apologies, I'm on my phone. I haven't got my GoPro in the tractor with me. I'm milk recording this afternoon. To be honest, I don't really fit in the parlour very well with all the milk recording samplers. So Rob said, you might as well go slurry spreading. So I'm back in the big tractor. The tyres have been put on today, so earlier than we were expecting. So we are making use of it. We are out and about. Yeah, I'm just spreading it on, doing about 4.4k. So fairly thickish. So we're going to get ploughed in the next couple of days anyway. I mean, there's a serious amount of grass in this field. Same field we came in earlier to pick up some bits of trees just over there. Yeah, look at it. Oh, my word. Just on my way back to get a load, that is the first bit of grass I've seen cut up there. Silage is on. I'm sure there will be loads of people going at it this week. Anyway, cows are going in there tonight. That is the new grass seeds. So I bet they are well excited for that. Derek's down filling up with slurry, I can see that. The other tractor and tanker's just gone down the road as well. We'll be there together in a minute. I'll go down this side of the track. Tractor track. Cows on the move. Just letting them around whilst Derek's sucking up a load of slurry. Then he can go and I'll suck up a load. So there's one line left in the parlour. Right, Rob's taken over tanker duty. Been having problems with Juno the last couple of days. He gets stuck in the middle of the shed every time he goes up there. They came and did an update to him the other day, and it's ever since that. And apparently a couple of other people we know have had the same problems, but whether it is an update or not, don't know. You reset him and send him off, and then he's fine that run, and then tomorrow night he'll go off again and stop. There's no gains in that. Hey, Rob's taken on from tanking, so I haven't got to show you the tyres, but they are Bridgestone tyres, 650s on the back of the tractor. We only needed the back ones. I put a picture of them up on Snapchat, and I've had an equal amount of responses saying they're terrible and they're fantastic, the best you can buy. So make of that what you will. Right, it's now the next day. I just realised I never actually finished doing any proper ending to this video yesterday. Exciting stuff is happening. Maize is being drilled, so it is the 8th of April. It's my parents' wedding anniversary. And yeah, first maize is going in the ground. So Rob's taking up the seed and the fertilizer and everything. Also today I set up the back latch, so the automatic gate release for the cows. So that should be going off at 2:15, which is exactly now. So hopefully in 10 minutes or so, some cows will arrive somewhere near the parlour.
Hello, doggy.
So I'm sure you'll see some maize drilling at some point soon. Also measured the grass today, so I'll put the results on the screen here somewhere. I know a few of you are interested in how it's doing. So the little bit of rain we had at the weekend seems to have helped. We got a bit more forecast for this weekend. Fingers crossed we get it. Growth is up, which is good. We can just about turn off the wagon. That'll do for this one. Thumbs up, subscribe. See you on the next one. Cheerio.